Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. ¿Cómo estás? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you? It's nice to take a deep breath. It's also really nice to sit in a rope chair, una silla de ropa. I'm not sure how to say hanging in Spanish, pero como flotando, like floating. I hope that this finds you well. Today, I got to partake in la celebración del cumpleaños de una amiga nueva. Se llama Luisa. So today I got to go to a new friend's birthday. Her name is Luisa. She turned 34. And I guess I just got inspired to record this video because it was just one of those things where you wonder sometimes how you get to those big places, like those big places of intimacy or the beauty of a relationship. Like, you notice the quality of a relationship between people or the quality of a relationship in your own life and how beautiful it is. Y como rico y profundo, like how I'm back in Central America / Mexico because as I'm recording videos, there's like very loud motors passing by again. Brings me back to Guatemala. But when you like realize the big richness or just there-ness, isness of a relationship and how profound and nurturing and just like sustenance giving it is, and you wonder, how did it get there? You admire it, whether it's a relationship in your own life or one that you discern or perceive between others. And I was just thinking, it's the little things, the little things that you might say no to, that you might not show up for. And earlier today, Christina, who owns this place where I live, she came up and asked if she could put a cheesecake in my refrigerator, and I said yes, and she did. And then later, I was abajo en el café de Frida, the cafe downstairs, and I was writing, and at some point, Christina just came over to me and asked, okay, like she was gonna go get the cake. Did I want to come have some and sing? And I ended up getting the cake, a cheesecake, more like a pie, and bringing it down. And, it was me and Christina who lit the candles, which was like a disaster. And I was getting wax all over the cake. And then it turned out that they were the kind of candles that once they light, even if they die, they come back again. And como una broma, ¿verdad? Like a joke. That's what Christina said. And, then we all sang together, or we didn't really sing together because the song that they played, I can't remember what it was called. Meriona or algo así, something like that. But it was a Mexican birthday song, and she blew out the candles. I mean, she had to blow them out again and again. And we all ate this tan riquísimo cheesecake, such rich cheesecake together. And it was like, too, also the distinction between like being una turista, like a person who's just passing through. Also, do you like my nails? I found nail polish today and painted them for the first time in years. But just that feeling of like the difference between being sort of an outsider and becoming part of la comunidad, la familia, like the community, the family. And just having that sense of like being on the inside in, feeling in, you know, and it's those little things, like that little moment of deciding to partake in that birthday. And now, you know, Luisa and I and her daughter Yasmin, like, we're truly friends. And it really felt like a family too, with Cristina y Carlos, the dueños, the owners of this place. And I just wanted to bring that up because also I ended up missing a meeting during that time. When I got back upstairs, I was like, oh my gosh, it's 3:20. Like, I was supposed to be on a call with someone at 3, but I didn't. There was not even a pang of regret or any feeling like that, because it was just like, there's no way that I could have traded that. Like, what was just established, like, now, you know, we always have Luisa's cumpleaños juntos. We always have Luisa's birthday together, and it seems simple. And I know I feel really privileged by this time and existence that I have, and I often feel like that about my life. You know, whatever epoch or phase it's in, even with, you know, the ceremonies for animals that I would find on the side of the road and things, or getting swept into a stranger come friend's birthday. If that is my privilege that I have that time, then I feel like that's how I show reverence for that. And then sharing these stories too, because when we have these stories together, like these little stories, these little things, the wax on the cake and Carlos cantando con un volumen ridículo, like mucha ruida, like singing with a ridiculous volume, like making a lot of noise, really loud. And then we have these things, and there's that sense, like, even from the outside looking in, that would be like, wow, like, you guys are friends, you guys are close, you guys are family. And maybe just like falling in love, like that point where you reach that like, what would you call it, like threshold of intimacy, like that always comes spontaneously, like falling in love, like beauty coming, like you can't force that. But it's the little things, the little actions, the little participations, or even attentions or perceptions, noticings of, that end up becoming greater than the sum of their parts. So I just wanted to remind you of that, like, you know, take care of yourself and know what's good for you. And also know, you know, because whether it's in your relationship with yourself or your relationship with others, it's those little things. Also, like sitting down to write, like sitting down to read, like stretching, like making yourself tea, that add up to a beautiful relationship. Right? And in the end, it's our relationship with life. And I feel very privileged to feel like I have the time and space to enter into these moments where I'm creating meaning and I'm aware of it as it's happening. And I do feel like my work and my job is to tell and share those stories, because that container of intimacy that I experienced today, like becoming part of that familia y comunidad, es como la esencia de la vida. It's like the essence of life. And being able to share that space, that feeling of belonging, of being part of something, of being there to celebrate someone's birthday. Those are the beautiful moments of communion, like union, coexistence, communing, like coming together, connection, love. that we all yearn for, whether with ourselves or others. And so, you know, just because we have the time and space still doesn't mean we allow ourselves to experience that. And so I feel like my job that I'm choosing and that I feel called to is to step into those moments and experience them. To find meaning and communion in basically whatever I come across and to be open to it and then to tell that story. And it seems silly, like even to myself, trivial, like even a lot of the things I'm writing about. A lot of what I'm writing about right now, if you want to know, a lot of the stories, vignettes, are about my relationship with cockroaches, cucarachas. And that may sound silly, but I know it's not, because people say things to me like my friend, another instance of this happening, my new friend, oh goodness, he has a really different kind of name, and I'm not going to be able to remember it right now, so we'll just call him T. And, you know, we were hanging out earlier, having tea, and hanging out with an iguana who we realize is not Fiona, so we're still not sure if the iguana who died yesterday was actually Fiona or another large male iguana who hangs around here called Genghis. But anyway, so we were talking about having respect and love and admiration for all living creatures, you know, and then I brought up cockroaches, like just to see what he would say. And it kind of proved my point of, even though it seems silly that I'm writing about cockroaches, cucarachas, es similar con mosquitoes, ¿verdad? Like, right? Because these seem like silly little things, but there are certain things that you bring up to people where they're like, well, that's excluded. And I've thought that too. And that's why I'm actually trying to enter into communion, friendship, having a relationship from the inside out, having a meaningful resonance with cockroaches. And because they're just living beings as well, and I've been really scared of them. And I've had some very profound moments that I'm writing about, you know, including dancing with two cockroaches together in the bathroom to Aretha Franklin, and just watching their little antennae, like, and feeling like, no, we're dancing together. And of course they love this music. Who wouldn't love Aretha Franklin? You know, from that end of the spectrum to seeing dead cockroaches on their back and trying to flip them over, and watching ants pull on their antennae, to being terrified when una cucaracha como flew, o vuelo, I'm not sure the past tense of fly, volar is to fly, but flew up here, and me being like, I'm not ready to be your friend, like, you're scaring me. Like, the fact that you can fly around, and noticing that, like, I have the time and space, and I'm not willing to enter into a relationship with cockroach, you know, cucaracha in that moment, but in other moments, yes. So it's really profound when we do enter into that communion. It's not just a nothing, like, and me trying to tell those stories and trying to encourage you that noticing, noting, and celebrating, and in whatever way sharing and expressing those little moments is how we get that sense of largesse and big meaning in our lives. Like, the ordinary together, tied together, noted together, told together, becomes greater than the sum of its parts, becomes much more miraculous than that. And so, yeah, that happened today, and that birthday that I got to be part of. And I just wanted to share that story and say feliz cumpleaños a ti, a Luisa. What is today? The 19th? El 19 de agosto? And send you a lot of love and a lot of thanks for the little things that we've shared together, whatever little snippets you may have caught of me in YouTube or wherever that have created this profound connection between us.